Welcome, everybody. We're so happy you're here. Welcome to Post-Purchase Offer Strategies with CartHook. In case you're not familiar with us, we are a new app that lets you make post-purchase offers native to the Shopify checkout. I'm Lucy. I'm CartHook's Director of Marketing and Communications. I'm here with Katie Hughes-Olson. She's our Senior Customer Success Manager, and we're both just very excited to show you what post-purchase offers are native to the Shopify checkout. So before we start, we have a poll, and we'd love if you could pop in and just answer the poll question. Feel free to do that right now. Also, before I hand it over to Katie, I want to let you know you're welcome to ask any questions in the chat. Katie will do kind of a live demo, show you how CartHook works, talk about some of these super valuable post-purchase offer strategies. And after she's done, we will get to all your questions. So at any time, feel free to pop those into the chat. We'll get to them later. And without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Katie. Hi, Katie. How are you today?
I am wonderful. Thank you.
Great. So happy to be here with you and excited to kind of show everybody how post-purchase offers work and why they're so valuable. Really boosting the AOV and the revenue increase. I think it's something that's on everyone's mind as Black Friday, Cyber Monday approaches. So
it's true. I know we're only a few months out. So yeah, thank you everyone for hopping on today. And thank you, Lucy. As Lucy mentioned, I'm our Senior Customer Success Manager here at CartHook. Just a little bit about me. I've been with CartHook for just over 2 years now. And prior to my time at CartHook, I actually worked on the brand side of things. So I worked for a number of DTC brands using Shopify in the beauty, wellness, CBD, and supplement space. So definitely bring both perspectives, both from the brand side and also the tech side of things. Here at CartHook, I work with a lot of our merchants through the onboarding process, a lot of our agency partners as well. So, just really excited to chat with you all today. And thank you everyone for filling out the poll. It does look like we have a nice mix of folks who, are already familiar with post-purchase, maybe have already published a funnel or using our free trial, and then also some folks that are completely new to post-purchase. So hopefully today, I think it should be helpful for everyone. I wanted to just give a quick overview of the agenda for today. I'm going to first provide just a little bit of context about CartHook and post-purchase offers in general. And then I'll jump into the product demo to show you all how quick and easy it is to set up a post-purchase offer. And then I'll also do a test purchase so you can see what the whole flow looks like from the customer perspective. And then we'll do a deep dive into some of the best practices that we've seen as really successful with post-purchase strategy. And then we'll jump into Q&A and kind of next steps to get started. So like Lucy mentioned, definitely please feel free to type in any questions in the chat throughout the presentation, and we'll make sure we get to all of them at the end. All right, so just a little bit of context of why CartHook. So CartHook, we've actually been in the Shopify ecosystem for a number of years. Some of you may have heard our name. We have a legacy product called our CartHook Checkout product that's been in the Shopify ecosystem that basically was a checkout solution that also enabled post-purchase offers. And just in the last year or so, Shopify has been working with some select apps to build out more functionality within their native checkout funnel. And so that's where CartHook comes in, and that's where our new app, Post-Purchase Offers, comes in. We are a preferred Shopify app. We're a staff pick, which we're super excited about. But because we've been in this space for so many years, we have just processed, more post-purchase revenue than kind of any other app out there. We bring a lot of expertise and experience in this space. We love sharing it with the merchants that we work with. And kind of along those same lines, we really, take a very hands-on, partnership-driven approach with all of the merchants that we work with. So, we really love supporting you guys to make sure that you're really optimizing your funnels and just being really hands-on to ensure that that whole onboarding process and, the long-term strategy goes really smoothly. And then with that, we see and are already seeing with our new app that our merchants are adding 10% in new added revenue when they enable post-purchase offers. So, it's just a really easy way to add and unlock some additional revenue for your store. And obviously, unlocking new revenue is always a good thing, a huge value add. And so I also wanted to give a little bit of context of kind of what a post-purchase offer actually is. I actually get this question a lot in demos. I know that there are a lot of different offer apps out there, a lot of different places that you can show an offer. And basically what makes CartHook unique is that we actually come in between your Shopify checkout page and your thank you page. So we allow you to show up to 2 offers, before the customer is reaching that thank you page. And we find that that's a really nice kind of sweet spot to show your customer an offer, because you're not getting in the way or kind of cluttering up that whole checkout conversion. You're not getting in the way of any checkout conversions. And you're also really hitting your customer at that high excitement level right after they completed their purchase. And with our display criteria, which I'll show you in just a minute, you can really tailor and customize how and when you're showing your customer an offer. So it's really kind of tailored and customized to your customer and what they purchased. And I also just kind of wanted to touch on AOV. AOV is really the big metric that we focus on here at CartHook, and it's becoming increasingly important. I think, over the last year and a half, there have been a lot of changes with how people are shopping. For the e-commerce space, we've seen a lot of stores that are seeing a lot of increased sales. There's just a lot more people shopping online, but there have also been a lot of challenges with things like supply chain, increasing product costs, operational costs, that are all kind of eating into your profits. And so AOV is just kind of increasingly really important. And that's where we really see our app fitting in. It's just a really key strategy to help you boost your AOV and unlock some new added revenue. And with our Shopify integration, it's now really easier than ever to start using post-purchase. We're finding that a lot of merchants are starting to think of post-purchase offer strategy as a really important and key part of your tech stack. There's a lot of apps out there that have kind of become, I think, best practices like rewards programs, SMS and email marketing. And post-purchase, we really feel is kind of just one piece of that tech stack puzzle. And you can see we do work with a really wide variety of merchants across sectors, across product types. We really can work with most types of merchants. We definitely work with a lot of folks in the consumable space, food and beverage, supplements, but we also work with brands in the electronic space, accessories, clothing, and so we can really work across many different verticals, and across the board, our merchants are seeing about a 15% conversion rate on their post-purchase offer pages. So seeing a lot of, success and conversions there. And so before I jump into the product demo, I just wanted to touch on a couple of the key features with our new post-purchase offers app. So one of the big ones is we now work within the native Shopify checkout funnel. So there's no more need to have to replace your Shopify checkout, change your payment processor to start integrating post-purchase offer pages within your funnel. And with our Shopify integration, we also allow for kind of true one-click post-purchase add-ons. So there's no need for your customer to re-enter any details like their payment info or shipping info. And that, definitely helps boost the conversions on those post-purchase pages. And, with our editor, which I'll show you in just a minute, it's really quick and easy to set up your offers. We allow you to create those offers really fast. You can literally set up, your post-purchase offer page within minutes. And with our display criteria, you can really create very sophisticated funnels. So you're always showing your customers something that's super relevant, to them. All right, so I'm going to pop into our test store called Canopy. So before I jump into the app itself, I did want to flag one new update that Shopify recently made. I'm in the settings of my test store in the checkout settings. And I just wanted to flag that basically you just have to toggle on CartHook to make sure that it's actually triggering when you're doing test purchases. And this is just, for example, say you had a few different post-purchase offers apps enabled on your store, you would just have to select the one that you want to actually trigger. So I just wanted to flag that since it's a little bit of a new feature. So basically you'll find CartHook now will be in your main app section, just under CartHook Post Purchase Offers. And we do have a free trial. I see that a few of you have already signed up for a free trial, which is awesome. If you haven't, I definitely recommend it. It's just a really quick and easy way to kind of play around, create some test funnels, see how CartHook works for your store. But basically, I'm just on our funnels homepage here. We call them funnels. This is kind of where you'll set up all of your different post-purchase offers. And I'm just going to create a new test funnel just so you can kind of see how you actually set up, your post-purchase offer funnel. And you can rename your funnel. So I'm just going to call this our plant food webinar test funnel. And you can see the funnel's currently inactive. So nothing's going to trigger, until you enable CartHook in your settings and then also make your funnel live. So the first thing you'll do is set your display criteria. So this is how you control, what and when an offer is triggering for your customers. And we have a number of different rules that you can add here. So you can trigger your post-purchase offers based on cart content, order value, and then cart item count. So I'm going to create a really simple funnel here. I mentioned Canopy. This is one of our test stores. We sell plants in this test store. So we also have a accessory product called plant food that works really well with a lot of plants in our store. So that's a really great strategy that you can think about if you have a nice accessory product in your store. Those types of products tend to work really well in the post-purchase sequence. So this display criteria, it's just if the cart contains or does not contain certain products. So I'm going to say if the cart does not contain plant food, that's when we want to show plant food on the post-purchase offer. So that's, a really easy way to set it up. You can tie the display criteria to a variant if you want. But I'm just going to say if the customer doesn't have any variant of plant food in their cart, I want to show that offer. And another cool thing is you can actually mix and match these rules. So say you wanted to say, add another layer if the order value is less than $100. So if the cart does not contain plant food and the cart is less than $100, we want to trigger an offer. So you can kind of mix and match these, which is nice. I'm just going to keep this one really simple and just say if the cart does not contain plant food, that's when I want to show plant food on the post-purchase offer page. So on my offer page itself, I actually am going to limit this to a variant. If I didn't select this, the customer can choose if they want to purchase the large or small size, but just in this example, maybe we have a lot of excess stock of the large size of plant food. So I'm going to pre-select that variant for the customer so they can only choose, the large size. And then this is also where you'll manage the actual offer settings themselves. And so, you can hide the offer if that product was in the initial order. This is where you'll be able to add a special discount. Important to note that we won't stack discounts. So any discounts applied on the initial checkout event, those will really just apply to that checkout event. And then the discount you set here will only apply to that post-purchase offer page. So I like doing a dollar amount off. Just a nice even number. You can also limit the quantity. So maybe you don't want your customers to be able to purchase, 10 items at this discount. So I'm just going to limit it to 3. And then you can also add on a flat rate shipping. Maybe it's a really heavy item and you want to add some additional shipping. You can do that here. I'm just going to keep this one though as free shipping. And then you'll also be able to manage the actual offer design itself. And so a couple cool things with our Shopify integration, we'll actually automatically pull in a lot of your checkout elements that you've already set up within your Shopify settings. So things like your colors, your header and footer, button formatting, those will just auto pull into your post-purchase offer pages to make the whole flow look really nice and consistent, with your checkout page. But within your CartHook admin, this is where you'll control the layout of the page. You can add and remove elements here. You can, upload custom images. So I'll just make a couple updates just so you can kind of see, how easy this is to use. I do typically recommend, tweaking this text here, adding like a nice customized headline. I also a lot of times recommend uploading custom images. We'll pull in all of the images from your product image gallery. So you can kind of choose which images you want to show, but sometimes it can be really nice to add, maybe a really nice editorial image here. You can also add and move elements. So I like adding, moving the buttons to the top, the purchase buttons, just to make it a little bit easier for the customer to see. You can even change the text of the buttons. A lot of times I actually like adding a second set of buttons. So you can add one at the top of your page and then one at the bottom as well. Oops. There we go. Yeah, so this is just, a really quick and easy funnel to set up. You can also optimize for mobile here if you'd like. So, if you want to make any tweaks for how this page looks for mobile. And then we also have different languages enabled. So if you say you have, this store has Spanish and English set up, so we will pull over those different language settings as well. All right, so this is just a really basic funnel. That's really all you have to do to set up your offer page. And I'll show you a test purchase just so you can kind of see what that whole flow looks like from the customer perspective. And you can make your funnel active once you're ready to start, testing and having this post-purchase offer trigger. You can also preview your post-purchase offer. And another cool feature is you can also set the priority of all of your post-purchase offer funnels. So you can see here, you can change the priority. So maybe, for example, a customer has several items in their cart that meet different display criteria. They would see the funnel that you have set, as highest priority. So you can, change these anytime you'd like. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and complete a test purchase just so you can see what this whole flow looks like from the customer perspective as well. So now I'm on, our actual Canopy site. With our new post-purchase offers app, we're essentially compatible with any type of Shopify store. So you can be on Shopify Plus, you can have regular Shopify account. We're compatible with basically any Shopify store. And we also are compatible with pretty much any credit card processor that Shopify is compatible with. Something else that's really awesome is Shopify just recently released compatibility with some additional wallet payment options. So now if your customers are checking out with both PayPal and ShopPay, which is Shopify's wallet payment option, your customers will see the post-purchase offer, which is awesome. I know just based on the data that Shopify has released, ShopPay is a super highly converting payment processor. So the combination of ShopPay plus post-purchase is definitely a great combo. All right, so basically, I'm just going to go ahead and complete this purchase. So Shopify, they do capture the payment info at this time. So you're never at risk of losing the initial, checkout event. Basically what Shopify is doing is they're tokenizing that payment info. So that's what allows for that, true one-click post-purchase add-on. And we're actually just taking advantage of Shopify's edit order API. So if a customer does choose to add this item to their order, we're simply just editing that initial Shopify order ID. So you can see here on this offer page, I wanted to show you one that has just a few more bells and whistles. So like, for example, you can add things like emojis, some additional product descriptions. This one has a really nice editorial image. You can add things like testimonials using our text blocks. You can see this one has the purchase buttons on the top and the bottom of the page. And then you can see we pulled in a lot of those same design elements from the checkout itself. So things like the colors and the button formatting, your header and footer formatting, we just kind of pulled over directly from your checkout settings. So I'm going to say, yep, add this item to my order. You can set up an additional offer page here if you'd like. This one just has one set up, but you can set up to 2 of those post-purchase offer pages. And then you can see here the customer is just taken right into the normal Shopify thank you page. We combined everything with that same Shopify order ID. The discount was auto added. And then within your Shopify order management, basically everything is still completely managed through your Shopify, order management. So really doesn't change anything there. You can see we'll add a little tag to any orders that have a post-purchase offer accepted on them just to make it really easy to sort. I mentioned that we're using that edit order functionality. So you can see that whole history here. All of your emails are still triggered directly through Shopify. So it just makes that whole process really seamless for you, your customer support team, and also really clear, for the customer. All right, so that's basically it for the product demo. I am going to pop back in to our deck just to talk a little bit more about best practices. All right, so I wanted to talk through a few of the strategies that we have seen be really successful for our merchants. So one of them, probably the most popular one, is this bundling strategy. And that's basically what I just set up with the plant food. So in this example, offering socks if your customer bought shoes. So really thinking about if you have maybe a hero product or a handful of hero products in your store, and if you have maybe an accessory product that pairs really well with that hero product, that can be a super effective strategy in your post-purchase sequence. Another strategy that we find is really successful is this kind of BOGO strategy. I actually hear from a lot of merchants in the demos, they're like, we only have one product or maybe two products. We're not sure if this is, the right strategy for us. And I always use the example, actually, one of our best performing merchants, they only have one SKU, and they use this BOGO strategy to a lot of success. And basically what that means is, say, for example, your, one SKU is this awesome bottle of multivitamins. In the post-purchase sequence, you're just showing a second bottle, or maybe even an additional 2 bottles for a discount. So you're just encouraging the customer to, add on additional items at a discount, and that can actually work really, really well. Another strategy is the volume strategy. So it's using that display criteria for how many items are in the cart. So maybe you want to really foster the relationship with customers that are purchasing a lot of items. So maybe if a customer purchases 3 or more items, you want to show them a really special post-purchase offer. Maybe you even want to show them like a free sample or something like that. That can work really well. And that kind of goes right into this gift strategy. I've been seeing this actually a lot more, where maybe on the first post-purchase offer page, the merchant is showing a free sample or a free gift. And then on the second post-purchase offer page, they're showing an additional, add-on to the order. The value strategy can also work well. So I think I touched on this during the demo, but maybe your average order value is $50. So maybe you want to have one post-purchase offer funnel for orders over 50 and one post-purchase offer for funnels under 50, and kind of tailor the offer, based on order value. So you have a less expensive item and then a more expensive item. The inventory management strategy also works super well. So, maybe you have a seasonal flavor or color of a product, or maybe you just, ordered a lot of excess stock of a certain product that you want to make sure you're moving. It can be really effective to integrate that item in your post-purchase strategy, just to make sure it's really getting in front of customers. And then this sampling strategy also we see a lot, in terms of promoting new products. For example, we work with the cereal brand where they're always launching, new flavors of their cereal. And we find that it can be really effective to introduce, new products, new flavors, new scents, for example, in that post-purchase sequence, and encouraging folks to, try a new product of yours to hopefully help boost, the lifetime value of that customer as well. All right, so before we jump into the Q&A, I just wanted to touch on pricing. I know that's an important one. So I mentioned we do have a free trial. So it's super easy if you haven't already to download CartHook. We have a free 14-day trial, so you can test CartHook completely risk-free. And then basically from there, you'll just switch right into our growth plan pricing, which is $50 per month with 1% transaction fee, a new added post-purchase revenue only. So everything's really tied to that new added revenue that you're adding with CartHook. And then we do also have enterprise pricing. So if you're a high volume store, we also have flat monthly pricing that typically starts making sense once you're hitting around 50K per month in post-purchase revenue. And if you have, any questions about pricing, definitely feel free to reach out and we'll be happy to help. We've really tried to set up our pricing so it makes sense if you're a brand new store or a super high processing store. So you're seeing at least 100-time ROI when using our app. All right, so I think we're ready for Q&A, Lucy.
Katie, thank you so much. That was so great. That was a beautiful, beautiful funnel you set up, by the way. I'd buy that plant food. Thanks to all of you who have popped some questions into the chat. Feel free to continue doing that as we're talking, but we have some great ones, Katie. So I'm just going to dive right in. First one, and this is such a good question, is about subscriptions. So can you use the app to convert people to subscriptions when they were just a one-time purchase? So thinking about that LTV, which I know is on everybody's mind. And then kind of a sub question to that, can you identify subscribers and offer them unique offers only if they're subscribers? So
Yeah.
Katie, talk to us about subscriptions.
Yeah, that's a great question. So there are some really big updates that have been happening across, the Shopify platform with post-purchase, with subscriptions that, you may be aware of. So basically what's happening is, apps like Recharge, for example, they're also kind of in the midst of migrating customers over from their legacy subscription product to the new subscription APIs from Shopify that are compatible with Shopify's native checkout. So there'll be no more need for your customers to check out with two different checkouts with subscriptions. And so basically with that, Shopify is working to enable subscriptions plus post-purchase to be compatible within the native Shopify checkout. And they have confirmed that this is coming in Q3. So very soon. We've been working really close with the Shopify developers on, testing. We're expecting hopefully to be betaing this very soon. And basically what that means is we'll be able to implement that exact use case that you just mentioned. So if a customer checks out with a one-time purchase, you can, in the post-purchase sequence say, hey, make this a subscription, or even add on an additional subscription. Basically how the flow works right now is if your customer has a subscription item in their cart, the post-purchase offer sequence will just simply be skipped. So you can use both concurrently. But we're really excited for this new big update from Shopify because, it's just such an important feature.
Yeah, the whole team, I can just emphasize, we are really excited about this and it's coming soon. And so many merchants are asking about it. So it's going to be, I think, a game changer for everyone. So we'll keep you posted.
And I realized I didn't answer the second part of their question. So I think that kind of gets into some of the updates that are happening with our display criteria options. And so, I kind of showed you our options currently. So you can trigger offers based off of products or variants that are not in the cart. You can base your post-purchase offers on things like order value, product count. We're actually going to be adding a bunch of new options there. So next month, we're going to be releasing collection-based trigger criteria. We're also in tag-based trigger criteria. And then kind of the next phase is we're going to be releasing like location-based trigger criteria and then customer-based criteria. So like, if it's a first-time customer versus a reoccurring customer, things like that. So there's a lot of really cool things coming on the trigger criteria side as well.
That's so exciting, just to be able to customize those offers even more and make them perform even better. Since we're on that topic, Katie, what else is coming up on the roadmap? Are there any big product releases that you think people should know about?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, those are definitely two of the big ones, subscriptions and display criteria options. Shopify just released the new wallet support options. So like PayPal and ShopPay, we are expecting some additional wallet options to be coming down the pipeline. So for example, like Apple Pay or Google Pay or Amazon Pay. Another one that I'm really excited about is we're going to be releasing more logic in the post-purchase sequence. So if you want to do some kind of upsell, downsell logic, so if the customer accepts or declines the first offer, show, this or that. So there's kind of some more logic coming in that post-purchase sequence as well.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, we have a question about verticals. Which verticals really perform well with post-purchase offers? Is there something you see that kind of stands out?
Yeah, I would say probably a handful of the more popular verticals that we work with. One is kind of supplements and consumables. So we definitely work with a lot of brands in the supplement space, food and beverage, snacks, things like that. a lot of brands in the beauty wellness space. But with that being said, we aren't vertical specific. I, use some of the examples I use. Like, for example, we work with a golf company that sells golf clubs, obviously a very high value item, but they see a lot of success with the post-purchase, in terms of accessory clubs, things like that. We also work a lot with even like electronic companies. So again, a higher value item, their AOVs are a bit higher, but maybe they have, sometimes they have really great accessory items like watch bands or something like that, or like a cleaning kit. Or, sometimes I even see like adding on an additional like watch, for example, which is obviously a very high value item, but it can work really well, especially if you have, maybe a lot of customer loyalty. So yeah, we're definitely see some common types of brands over and over again, but we're not vertical specific. And I should just say too, if you want some more customized suggestions for, a strategy for your store, or want to talk through some different ideas, definitely feel free to reach out to our team. We're always happy to take a look at your store offerings and make suggestions, or even, hop on a call.
Oh, thanks, Katie. Another quick question. I think you kind of went over this as you showed us setting up the funnel, but how long does that process take to set up a funnel? And someone's asking, do you need a developer? Like, is there anything that would require a developer in this situation?
Yeah, you definitely do not need a developer. Shopify hasn't opened up full access, like back-end access to the post-purchase pages. So it's not currently possible, to edit like the HTML, the JavaScript, or CSS in those pages. And that's because we're auto pulling in all of those design elements that you've already set up. And so it makes that whole setup process extremely quick and easy. Really, all you have to do is use that drag and drop editor to make, easy changes to like your text and your layout, which really doesn't require a developer. If you did want to make changes to like your checkout settings or your theme, or maybe you want to make updates to the actual checkout itself, that can sometimes be helpful to loop a developer in on, but it's certainly not necessary. And then in terms of timing, with our new native app, it really is very quick and easy. I typically see merchants literally up and running within, the same day as setting up the free trial. And, unless they're maybe going through a whole, website redevelopment or redesign or something like that. But in general, to set up the actual post-purchase page itself, it really takes, minutes to set up.
That is just why I think the free trial is so valuable, right? People can just get in, see how it works. And often we see people creating new revenue, like you said, within a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would encourage everyone to try the free trial. It's what it's there for. Okay, I think we have time for one more question. How does post-purchase offers affect third-party app integrations? Someone is wondering, such as fulfillment apps.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So in general, with our new app, we really shouldn't affect the vast majority of any app integrations that you have set up. Because we're built into the native Shopify checkout funnel, all of your app integrations will occur directly through Shopify. So like, for example, email marketing or SMS, that would all just be set up and managed through your normal Shopify integrations. Fulfillment is actually fairly similar. You would still set up and manage all of your inventory and fulfillment settings through Shopify. With that said, Shopify has released some updates and some small changes to how they handle fulfillment to incorporate the post-purchase sequence. So basically what they do now is they add a little order status to any orders or stores that are using post-purchase. And so basically when a customer is going through that post-purchase sequence, Shopify puts the order in an on hold status until the customer hits the thank you page, and then they release the on hold status and move it to an unfulfilled status. And so it's a little easier to visualize, and we can always share a help doc if people have questions about it. But it basically just means that we should work very seamlessly with any type of third-party app, as long as they're compatible with Shopify's latest fulfillment updates.
Excellent. That is so helpful. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah.
I think that's it. We're coming up on time. So Katie, thank you so much for answering all those questions. And thanks to everyone for being here. Like Katie said, we are here to chat with you. If you're starting the trial, you want us to look at your funnels, you have questions about how to get set up, please let us know. even if you've been up with CartHook for a while, we're always happy to give your strategies a look and help you refine them and come up with new ones, especially as Black Friday, Cyber Monday is approaching, which brings me to my next point. We have a great webinar coming up next week with the Good and Wave Break. It's on Wednesday, August 4th, 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's the Black Friday Cyber Monday playbook. So, how to drive traffic, convert visitors, and increase your AOV. All really important things I know everyone's working on right now. Please go to our webinar page on our marketing site, sign up now. We'd love to see you there. Again, that's next Wednesday. And thank you. Thanks, Katie. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Reach out to us if you want to chat, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
Bye,
Lucy.
everybody. Thank you.